Hi Year 2 Doe-Verners. I'm going to read to you the story of the Battle of Jersey. There aren't any pictures other than the ones that I've got here. This is a very famous painting that we'll be looking at. It's called The Death of Major Pearson by John Singleton Copley. And then this is a book where I've taken the story from. So just enjoy and listen. The story of the Battle of Jersey. About 239 years ago, England and France were at war again. They argued and they fought. The French thought it would help them to win the war if they captured Jersey, so that they would be able to stop Jersey sailors attacking their coasts, and they'd be one step closer to England. Baron de Rullecourt was in charge of the French troops, and so just after Christmas in 1780, the Baron sailed from France with 1,200 men to invade and capture the island of Jersey. Do you think he'd be able to do this? Now, England and Jersey were so worried about a French invasion that they made sure they had plenty of soldiers on the island. There were about 4,000 altogether. Some of these soldiers were sent from England and Scotland, and some of them stayed here in Jersey all the time. The Jersey army was known as the militia, and they were commanded by the island's lieutenant governor, Moses Corbett. Baron de Rullecourt was about 12 miles from Jersey when a gale blew up, so he sent his troops back to France for shelter and waited for better weather. At last, on the 5th of January 1781, the Baron set sail again for Jersey. There were lots of rocks around Jersey's coast, and it can be quite dangerous for boats to come into shore. But he was lucky because he had a Jersey fisherman on board who led the boats safely through. This traitor, which is a person who betrays their island in this case, was Pierre Journoud. On the 6th of January 1781, the Baron finally landed safely in Jersey at Le Roc, which is on the east coast of the island. At about 4 a.m. in the morning, his soldiers started landing on the low tide sands. But for some of them, the high tide came up too quickly, and about 500 of the men didn't get ashore. How many soldiers did the Baron have now? The Baron was disappointed because his best gunners hadn't got ashore, so he decided to leave some more soldiers at Le Roc just in case the enemy came up behind them. He also left 100 soldiers to guard Le Roc fort and the boats. Now he had just 600 soldiers left to conquer Jersey. The Baron told these soldiers to walk in silence, dragging their 4 cannons, 2 mortars, and carrying their Baron's heavy trunk along the country lanes, past Greuvel Church, past Samurai Manor, all the way to St Helier. Did anybody notice a French army marching from Le Roc to St Helier? You'd think so, but no, nobody did. Everybody was at home, still celebrating Christmas. They thought the French would be too busy going to parties to sail over and attack them. The Baron wanted to reach the marketplace, which is now known as the Royal Square, as quickly as possible. At Snow Hill, the Baron cleverly divided his army. Half were to reach the marketplace down Queen Street, and the rest he led himself down Hill Street. By 6:40 a.m, the Baron had captured the marketplace, the centre of St Helier. Nobody had stopped him. Aren't you surprised? The Baron sent a message to Jersey's Lieutenant Governor, Moses Corbett, to surrender. He even pretended he had 4,000 soldiers surrounding the island, with 10,000 more to come. Corbett was terrified, and he said yes, he would surrender. That means the Baron was now in charge of Jersey, and Moses Corbett was put in prison. Suddenly, there was the sound of gunfire and the ringing of church bells, and that was to tell everybody that Jersey had been invaded. The rector of St Martin's Church received 2 messages. One was from Moses Corbett to tell the Jersey soldiers to not fight back. The second message was written in pencil and it read, "Make haste to come to our assistance." Who do you think had sent the penciled message? Major Francis Pearson was in St. Peter when he learnt that the French troops were in St. Helier and they had taken Moses Corbett as a prisoner. He quickly marched his regiment to Gallows Hill, which is on Westmount, and there he found over 1,000 soldiers wondering what to do. Their commander had told them not to fight. Major Pearson, however, wanted action. He was the one who'd written the message in pencil to the rector, and he was planning to attack the French at the marketplace, the Royal Square. The troops at Gallows Hill gave 3 loud cheers. They couldn't wait to attack the French and claim back their island of Jersey. Baron de Rulecourt heard of the plans of Major Pearson and headed back to the marketplace soon after 11:30 that Saturday morning. There were no stallholders, no shoppers, just a square full of his French soldiers. But who was coming towards them through Vine Street? Major Pearson himself with the soldiers and the Jersey militia. It was 12:15 p.m. The Battle of Jersey had begun. The Baron ordered his gunners to fire. The shots flew over the top of the Jersey soldiers. You'd think that the French soldiers wouldn't miss, but remember, the Baron had left his best gunners at La Roque. There were bullets flying everywhere. The sound of musket fire was deafening. The French soldiers panicked. They started throwing down their guns and running away to hide. But one French soldier was standing, hidden by the angle of a wall, and in his hands he still had his musket. When he saw Major Pearson, he took aim. His musket ball struck Major Pearson right through the heart. Just as victory was in sight for Jersey, Major Pearson died at only 24 years old. The Baron was also struck by 4 bullets and he was gravely injured. And he later died that evening. The French soldiers stopped fighting as soon as their Baron was shot and they surrendered. And by 12:30 the Battle of Jersey was over. How long did that battle last? Just 15 minutes. Now, talk to your adult about the story you've just listened to and have a look at the questions on Google Classroom. I hope you enjoyed that.